Well, Ryan, it's the end of a long stint at the start of this season for you. How do you reflect on how things have gone so far?
I've had kind of an interesting 3 weeks so far, to be honest. Broke my driver on Saturday in Abu Dhabi, and actually had a half decent week till that point, and then didn't go very well on the weekend. And Dubai, I was going quite nicely, and then got a stomach bug on the Monday morning, and to be honest, was pretty happy just finishing on Monday. So, top 20 that week, I think actually was pretty good. And last week I felt like the game was close, so probably a few too many mistakes here and there, but started to feel good on the golf course. So hopefully I can put everything together this week and manage to dodge some of the weird stuff that seemed to have happened at the start of this year.
You've had some really good rounds and put some really good performances in. Is it a case of just trying to get those 4 rounds together?
Yeah, and that's what I haven't really done. I got close to it last week. Obviously I had 3 rounds in the 60s, and one, I dropped a few shots through the middle of the round on Friday, and that kind of killed me a little bit. But yeah, there's been some nice low scores out there. Just sort of, it's been sort of good or bad. There's not really been much in the middle, and that's what I've got to change this week to, just get the bad a little bit better, because the good's definitely there.
Obviously, the tour's back in Asia for the first time in a long while, closer to home for you. We seem to be getting ever closer. How nice is it to be back here?
It's great. I mean, I haven't played a tournament in Singapore for about 15 years. I played an amateur event here. I've actually played this golf course socially with a mate of mine who's lived up here for 5 years, and I got good memories of this place. And it's great to be back. I always enjoyed playing in Malaysia when we used to go there. That was probably the last event I played in Asia. And when I first turned pro, I played a bit on the One Asia tour as well. So I played quite a bit through this kind of area in Korea and Japan and stuff like that. So it's not. I feel like we are closer to home, even though it's still 9 hours away. But that doesn't feel like it's that far, to be honest, compared to Europe. So yeah, it's good to be here. And other than the heat, it's a pretty nice place to be.
You've had a look at the golf course. How much is it going to be a mental challenge as well this week?
Yeah, there's going to be a fair bit of that. Obviously, it's a bit funky in places. Lots of slopes. It's a good golf course. It's strong. You've got to hit some golf shots around here, which is I like that. But yeah, you're definitely going to get a few holes where you scratch your head and go, I thought I had a good shot, and going to end up with a really bad lie or on a big slope or something like that. And I think if you can just accept that that's going to be the fact at the start of the week, that you're going to get a couple of them, then you'll be fine. Just hopefully you don't get more than your fair share of them.
And just finally, we've got a lot of teenagers competing this week. If there was one piece of advice you could give someone starting off on their journey, what would it be?
It's a pretty simple one, really. Just find out what works for you and do that. So it takes a little bit of experimentation to find out what works, but just because Rory does this, or Tiger did that, or Vijay Singh used to do this, doesn't mean that's what you have to do. You've just got to find what works best for you. Everyone's different, and you got out here for a reason. So you don't need to change anything unnecessarily.
Perfect. Best of luck for this week.
Cheers, Dan.